Ice cream, logical cream, flavors. Let's make a move, get away, what's your flavor? Tell me what it is again. What you like, get it twice, what's your style? Let's get crazy, let's get lit, let's get wild. Take you out, show you off, what's your flavor? Tell me what it is again. Anywhere in the world, take you miles. Show me the real, you go and let it out. Your flavor, vanilla mix on brown cones, rainbow sprinkles on your AP two-tone. I ain't about materials, is habitual for the infinity to get spiritual. I ridicule your decisions in the specimen. Make guys like me had to step up, be the better man. Baby, I know your flavor, green apple colored gators. I ain't a rich man yet, I'm gathering data. I'm saying.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy I got it. And we're here on 95 South TV once again. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity. So I want to thank God for a lot of things because this past couple of days been crazy. I was stuck in the snow for like 2 days in the airport out in Colorado. It was real bad out there, but God got me through it and got me here where I'm right now. I'm in St. Louis. And secondly, I want to say before I introduce my brother is shout out Happy Veterans Day or whatever come tomorrow for my fellow peers because I did 5 years in the military myself, and it actually it taught me a lot during those 5 years, and I use some of those same principles today that I learned in the military because it kind of helped me grow up as a man and as a person during them 5 years. And then next, I want to say this because if you see what I got on my Thank You Jesus sweatshirt I just bought a couple of weeks ago. So it's kind of appropriate, especially on a Sunday. And so you can't really see around me, my brother Jacob, but this is crazy, bro. I got this room. It's called Mainstay in St. Louis. I just wanted to get like a little regular one, a little hotel room with a little bed, whatever. They put me in this 2-bedroom dang near apartment. And I thought about it. They got a full kitchen and the whole nine. And I said, dang, this thing is crazy. I said, I'm talking about a dishwasher, full refrigerator, stove, whole cabinet, everything. And then you go upstairs, a whole other bed and everything up there. You see the nice little TV behind me. It's the one over in the corner. You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say this. You know how hard I work. And I'm like, these are moments like this that kind of make me appreciate life even more when I can be able to spoil myself like this or whatever when I'm on the road because I'm always working. And so when these times happen, it make me appreciate and make me want to go harder when I'm in positions like this to be able to do what I'm doing now. But anyway, Let's get to it, man. Yeah, everybody know my brother from another mother, Jacob the Great. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go ahead and just get into it. First topic of the day.
Well, the topic is the overall topic is rebranding and restructuring your mindset to go to the next level. Are you willing to rebrand and restructure your mindset to go to the next level? And if so, can you cut off old habits? Can you cut off friends that no longer benefit you? Can you cut off family members that no longer benefit you? Can you cut off people that no longer benefit you? So, what do you think, man?
Well, I think that's people's biggest problem is being able to adjust to life. We see it every day. We see it in what we just talked about off camera. And a lot of times when you ask people to do stuff that goes against their norm, it's hard for them to do. We both from the South. We both from the country. So we know that, me and you been around, the United States all over 10 times, 20 times over. And so we've seen and been around things that a lot of people, our peers, family members, friends have never seen. And so, like when I go back home sometime, I see people that's been there since I was high school. And I was just telling somebody this the other day. I know like everybody that's been left out of the city or whatever, a lot of them have thrived and done big things, own businesses and all kind of stuff. And some of the people back home, some of them still work where they was working at when they was 17 years old, 18 years old. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. If that's the life you choose, everybody chooses their own path, their own life. But the thing about it is sometimes to rebrand yourself and to go to another level, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. I heard Steve Harvey say that, and we know how successful he's been. So you know, whether you like him or not, he's a very successful person. And he always talks about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And I'm gonna tell you that's how I've always been. If I'm too comfortable, I actually get more nervous when I'm too comfortable. And it may be sometimes to the detriment to myself because I'm always trying to find some way to reinvent myself or to do something different. But I think at the same time, it makes me feel alive. It makes me who I am because I'm always trying to go to the next level. Like I give you the first perfect example before I kick it back to you. Growing up, like if I worked into a restaurant, if I whatever I did in life, I don't care if I was at a marketing company, a restaurant, whatever I was at, they was you know how they interview you, they ask you what you want to be, and you don't necessarily want to be too cocky. But in my mind, I'm thinking I want your job. And the reason why I say I want your job is because if you're the vice president of the company, if you're the marketing director or whatever you are, if you're the general manager of the restaurant, I want your job. So I want to do whatever I got to do to get your job. You know what I'm saying? So, so that pushes me to want to be there. If I'm there and all I want to be is on fries, you know what I'm saying, I'm flipping the burger, then what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? I never understood that when I would go places and people would be working in a restaurant. Like my thing is when people try to frown on somebody working at McDonald's, ain't nothing wrong with working at McDonald's. Is eventually if you want to be have it you because you know it's ownership in McDonald's. Like as far as your own store, you know a
Mhm.
McDonald's owner owns maybe just one store. Eventually, if they there long enough, they're a millionaire. People don't realize that. McDonald's give. I don't know if they're still structured the same way, but I know back in the day they give you your own car, they give you shares in the company or whatever, and a lot of those McDonald's owners that own their own store are millionaires by the time they end
Yeah,
up
yeah.
retiring. You know what I'm saying? So so I just want to say that, but yeah, so that's basically you know how I look at it.
Right. So I look at the rebranding and restructuring your mindset. It starts within having inner peace first. No matter what people say about you, no matter how they look at you, you got to be at peace with yourself. And so whether it's family, whether it's people you do business with, whether it's friendships, as well as just people in the community, man, you got to be at peace with yourself, and that inner peace goes a long way because everything is not for everybody, and people going to prejudge you about this and about that, but you got to find the inner peace within yourself, and then once you find that inner peace, then you know how to move forward and kind of transition yourself into a new mindset and let those old habits go. Transition yourself into a new circle of people, let this old circle of people go. Because one thing we hang on to people so much to think that they're going to do better. They think that they have the same mindset we have. Because you can take a person who's been comfortable and complacent on doing something for so long, but a person who have moved around and experienced different things and work in multiple industries, their mindset is a little different. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, it starts with your mindset, and you definitely got to stay prayed up, and sometimes you go to this entity, go to that entity, but sometimes your vision, when you first got that vision, you got to stay on course with that vision. And so
Mm-hmm.
once you stay on course with that vision, that way you can focus to remain focused, and that's how you start rebranding yourself and restructuring the strategy of your vision and things of that nature, man. And so I think that goes hand in hand. So, but when you restructuring that mindset for you, Icon, how do you implement that back in the community to inspire the youth, to inspire the parents, to inspire the church community, to inspire people in the community? Say if you're at a city council meeting or a county council meeting, like how does that inspiration help when you restructure and rebrand your mindset?
Well, you know it's crazy because you know we talk about my sister sometime, and my sister's very heavy back home in this kind of stuff. And eventually, I'm gonna talk to her about her coming on because she could probably really speak type of thing or whatever. But one thing, like I even learned from her, is one time it's about being determined, and it's about being diligent in what you're doing and confident in what you're doing. because it's not easy. It's not easy going back into a neighborhood or community and trying to get them to see what you're seeing. They're not going to. A lot of people have pushback. A lot of people, they like I said, people set in their ways, especially older people. They set in their ways. You know, you can get youth to follow you a lot faster than people think. Youth to follow you a lot faster if they feel like you're being genuine or you being real. But older people are the ones that, you know, they 60, 70, 80 years old. They the ones that's like, you know, I've been in this community for 50 years and this is the way things been going for them time frame. And they've been, and I hate to say this, but a lot of them been kind of like a slave mentality where, you know, got to think of, well, this how they got it in the city. This the way that massing them, meaning like the cops or the government, the local government, is how they run things. So we got to just go by with the way they want to do things. Think about it. Everybody think that Martin Luther King was just out there and it was just like he was just a leader and everybody just followed him from what they seen. Most people was giving Martin King pushback. Most people telling him, don't upset these folks. You know what I'm saying? Leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? You know, but he kept on fighting, and that's the thing. You got to keep going. And I'm gonna say this before we take a break. People don't think about that. If they think about the bus boycott, bus boycott wasn't a day or two. The bus boycott was months before they got anything done. So they had to walk to work, catch rides, do whatever they had to do to get to the store, whatever they had to do for months. You know what I mean? And people
161 days to be exact.
Exactly. So we talking about that's almost 4.5 months that people had to ride the bus, or walk or catch rides to get what they wanted. And when T.I. a few years ago wanted to have a day where we didn't shop at certain stores, you know what I'm saying, for a day, people thought that's not gonna work. If y'all not even willing to do it for a day, how y'all think we gonna get anything done? You know what I'm saying? We talk about that. Everybody worried about who gonna be the president or whatever, not be the president, but y'all don't. But most people won't even stick to for a day. When the Black Matters movement came in, we started talking about 40 acres and a mule and got off what we was talking when we were really there for police brutality. We can't even stick to a topic before we would try to ask for what we want is something. So in other words, we can't. How we gonna ever get ahead if we don't never stick to nothing? I'm gonna say something after the break real quick because you can kind of hit a nerve real quick. Hold on. I'll be right back here at 95 South. Okay, we back. I'm gonna tell you why you didn't hit a nerve, Jacob. Because I go all over this country, and I'm gonna tell you what bothers me more than anything. I can go into a Love's, I can go into a restaurant, I can go to a Walmart, and white folks will talk to me, speak to me, have conversation with me. I don't care. We at the counter, sitting at a table at a bar, wherever we at in my Uber. Black folks is the ones that when you speak to them, a lot of time they look at you like. Black folks is the one that won't hold conversation with you. Black folks is the one that won't even acknowledge you when you walk past. You know what I'm saying? And that bothers me because we always want to talk about what we want. We always want to throw our fists in the air and our arms in the air when stuff like this happened at the election time or whatever. But when on an everyday encounter with other people, we can't even acknowledge each other. When I walk past you, if I'm Jacob, I don't got to know you from Adam. If I walk past you, I'm going to say, what's up, my brother? You know what I'm saying? How you doing, sir? What's going on, big dog? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to acknowledge you, past you, whatever, no matter what. I ain't saying you got to smile and do all that extra stuff. I'm just saying, at least say, hey, nod your head, do something. You know, but don't just act like I don't exist just because you got to be hard and tough because you in the hood, all this other stuff. I don't know you, dog. Why you speak to me? I don't know you. You know what I mean? We got to get off of that. We got to get off of that. I said, man, and I made a joke the other day. I said, after the election, boy, people were happy. You know what I'm saying? Offering rides, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I see Bubba Dub say, he's talking about they got lunch for the first time in 3 years. Talking about, we never get no lunch during the Biden era. Talking about, hotel, they go lunch, donuts, all kind of stuff to work. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way that, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing, though. So I'm just like,
yeah, I understand that, but some of these white folks don't think they can say and do they can say and do anything, and that ain't gonna be no smart move.
Oh yeah, of course. We all know that's coming. We all know it's there. But what I'm saying is, as people, we should be able to talk to each other with no kind of confrontation at all. It shouldn't always be if I say something to you, you almost get offended because I spoke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
that's what all I'm
Right,
saying.
you're right. We should be able to. You know what I'm saying? We should be able to do that within reasoning, with respect, with manners. But at the same time, man, it's just like if you work for somebody and you tell somebody something that you don't agree with, and 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 it's coming from a great place, but they feel like it's disrespect. How is it disrespect when you tell them that you don't agree with it? Like you're human. Like you really, you really can't say nothing. So you're supposed to just take. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's like yeah, we should all get along with respect, morals, and manners. But a lot of people, only respect the power that they have, or they only respect when you say yes to them. You know what I'm saying? And so, with that being said, man, you just got to, like I said, your inner peace and your positive energy means everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It means everything. And some people never understand what inner peace and positive energy is because they never had none their whole life. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right. You're right. Like that. Oh, so what's the next topic, my brother?
The next topic we're gonna talk about, and I'm gonna bring this back up. Um, why these women think going to the Cheesecake Factory is low budget?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I seen a post yesterday, right? And no, I'm telling you what I was listening to. I was listening to my man from what's his name, Carlos from the 85 South show.
Yeah.
He was on with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, right? On Shannon Sharp podcast, and he told Shannon Sharp say, they said, what you think a nice date is spent on a date, and Shannon Sharp said about $300. He said, boy, $300 ain't even scratch the surface in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought $300 was too much. Like I wrote in the comment section, man, what you trying to do, bro? You don't even know her to spend $300 on her. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like who is she this for you to spend three $100 bills on a first date, and you might not even seen her smile yet, bro. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Or she might have hammer time in the shoe.
He said hammer time in the shoe.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and what have you taken her out and time you pick her up, her breath smell like poodle poop.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this, man, and this is what I want to say, ladies, because if y'all see at the bottom of the screen, it say why women expectations so high. Ladies, especially my black women, whatever. I get it. I get it. You want to be treated like a queen. You want to be you want to be treated a certain way. But let me say this, and I see this all the time online. And then I don't mean no disrespect when I say this, but I just want to just kind of just stay with me, whoever's listening to this, especially if you're a female. If you got 4 or 5 kids, see, think about with Kevin Samuels. People didn't. Everybody wanted to jump on Kevin Samuels' neck, but they really wasn't listening to the same. If you got 4 or 5 kids, a man a lot of times don't want to come into a situation where it's a woman with all these kids when he already have a established career and he's trying to get somewhere because all the woman coming into a situation with 4 or 5 kids all of a sudden gonna it's gonna slow things down. It's gonna slow down the process. So my thinking is you have to think about on a level, okay, do I want a good man or do I want just a man that just buy me things and do stuff or whatever? And my thinking is this: if you wasn't going to Roof Chris before, If you was going to Ruth Chris on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, or a Papa Do's or some of these big restaurants on a weekly basis, or whenever you felt like it, I get it. You ain't gonna dummy down yourself for a man and to have him take you to Applebee's. But if you ain't never been to Ruth Chris, if you don't go to Doggone Cheesecake Factory on a regular, why you looking down? You can't look down on something you ain't never done. You can't
The
look.
most they do right now, Icon, the most they do right now is go get the 2 for $20 or the 3 for $25 at Applebee's, or they go late night at Waffle House. They ain't going to Ruth Chris, man.
No.
You know the what? They ain't going to Ruth Chris, bro. They ain't even going to the hibachi, man, where they really cook the food in front of you and serve you food like that, because they ain't paying that $45 a pop. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you like this: places like Papa Do's, all that is overrated. This food is overrated. You know what I'm saying? I went there a couple of months ago. It's overrated. In fact, the first time I've been there in a while. And the only why I probably even go more because it's too far away from where I live. But it's those type of places a lot of times be overrated. They don't really give you the food, all kind of stuff. But you know, it's good, but it ain't worth the prices that they charge you. And then another thing too is, so the thing about it is that an average female, like, yeah, you got some females that's in the industry or thriving, doctors, lawyers, stuff like that in Atlanta. But the average female ain't going to no Papa Do's and no Ruth Chris and Cheesecake Factory on a daily basis. Not the average female. You know what I mean? They're not going.
But I can't. But think about it. They said the Cheesecake Factory is low budget, so you can't even put the Cheesecake Factory in there. That's what they said. They said take what that chick said. Taking me to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date. That's an insult. Like what?
Okay, I would challenge this female to where you want to go then. I'll ask her, okay, what restaurant do you want to go? And my thinking is, okay, if I take you to the Cheesecake, if I take you to whatever restaurant right now, whatever it is, you can pick the most expensive restaurant in Atlanta. So when it's time to go to Cheesecake Factory, can you afford that? Can you, on the second date, will you pay for the Cheesecake Factory? I bet you half the women that's saying this, not overall women, but the women that's saying this, I guarantee you, if you say, well, I need for you to pay half the bill for whatever restaurant we going to, you couldn't do it. That's my point. The women that's saying this, because the thing about it is women who like that like nice things, that got money, they not tripping about stuff like that.
Here's the kicker though, Icon. They not tripping, but here's the kicker. I seen a few women, but you can kind of tell that they was advanced, successful women that saying that. They be like, I don't know him, and he don't know me, so let's just meet at Starbucks and have a latte.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Women who about life. Hold on, we're gonna take a quick break. Okay, we back here on 95 South TV. So think about it. A woman who, like, if they went to you on a first date and they said, let's have a coffee date. You know what those type of women are? Those type of women are used to business meetings. So when you have a business meeting, a lot of times you don't have a business meeting over dinner. You have business over coffee or something like that. You know what I mean? That's how you have business meetings. So their mindset is thinking like that. They a lot of women look at their relationship the same way they look at business. You know what I'm saying? When I sit down in front of you, it's like a job interview almost. It's like I'm with that first date. We sitting down here and we more about getting know each other. It ain't about how much you can spend right now, because it's a lot of men that can spend spend some money on you, but how they living their life, how they life structure, how they set up. You know what I mean? What's going on with their life? They might can spend money on you, then they be broke next year. I'm gonna tell you something like this. I watched the show 48 Hours, not the first 48, because you say for the first 48, no, 48 on Saturday night. They come on every Saturday night at like 9 and 10 o'clock, and a lot of those people or whatever have like I told you, be doctors, lawyers, engineers, all kind of stuff. But what happens is it's always a thing of like the wife or the husband will kill the other one, and you know what it's over? It's over money, and you know why it's over money? Because it might be some older white guy who's a dentist who's like 55, 60 years old and ran through 2 marriages. He trying to get the young girl that's 27, 28 years old, whatever. Then all of a sudden, but he overspending because he's balling out on her. spending on himself, going on trips and buying big elaborate stuff. Then all of a sudden he got one of them take the other one out for the insurance money. You know what I'm saying? Or they marriage going to hell in a handbasket, fighting every day because the money gone. The money done. You know what I'm saying? So people, you could spend all this money to get in there, and then think about it is people don't understand too. I can do whatever I want to do in the first 3 months of courting you. You know what's gonna happen after 3 to 6 months of me courting you? When I get now, when we get married, all that's gonna slow down. Now you looking at me crazy. Now you wondering why everything is slowed down because I got you now. So I ain't got to spend the same kind of money I did at the beginning because I got you now. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
But I can't. It shouldn't even be like once a person knows the type of person you are and how you are and the characteristics that you have, man. It should never be about you spending the same amount of money, man. It should be about y'all putting y'all money together so y'all can grow, so y'all can see where y'all can be at as two people together in the next 5 years, man. But once you ask a person what's your 5 year plan, that's like talking in French. You know what I mean? Because people don't think that far ahead. Shit. Some people don't think past go.
Yeah. Because my thing is in 2024, all that. Oh, okay, I want a man to take care of me, and I just want to be home and be a housewife. Yeah, that works in very seldom situations. But then let's just say you decide to stay home and be a housewife. What kind of man you think you might get that allows that? Most of the time, like there's a dictatorship type man. A man who allows you to sit at home and just be a housewife. Oh, you can't do nothing without his approval. Nothing. You
Yeah,
like
cause if that's what you want, then there's an old saying. It's like we can take it as far as back with the great grandfathers and the great grandfathers, like as they would say, and you see it in movies all the time, and you hear old man amongst the church community. You said when you was a little boy, I pay the cost to be the boss, and that's what that is. They pay the cost to be the boss.
yeah.
And so if you want to stay home and be that housewife and not go make your own money, then somebody is paying the cost to be the boss, and that's what you got to comply with.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because some women, I don't care what you do, you can't never please them. You know what I mean? Like I got a friend, he went out and he don't make a lot of money, but he try to please his wife. He went out and bought them a house. He bought her. They bought a couple of different vans over the time they've been together because she wanted it, and whatever the case being. I know how he is. If it was him, he wouldn't have done all that stuff. But he did all that to make his wife happy, and she's still not happy. You know what I'm saying? Still find a way. He a good man. I'm talking about when I'm talking about good man. I'm talking about one type of man that don't cheat, don't be out here drinking and drugging and doing all that. He go to work, come home, help the kids. Most time he probably be with the kids more than she with the kids. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And so to me, sometimes with some women, you just can't please them no matter what you do. So as far as how much you spending at a restaurant, that should be the least of a woman's thoughts of how much a man is willing to. If your biggest thing is how much a man is spending at me when we go out to eat, you already lost. That relationship already doomed. If you worried about what first date you taking me to, you know what I'm saying. You should not be worried about a man. Any man can impress you and say, you know what, I'm gonna bet it all and take this $400-500 and take you out to dinner, whatever. Let me ask you, if you sitting there having a good conversation, y'all laughing, having a good time. If we eating a two for $25 at Applebee's, or we eating at Roof Chris, what difference does it make? What really difference does it make? As long as we enjoying each other's company, that's all that should matter. That's all that should matter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you're right. You're right. So, you want me to go and ask this now, or you want to take a quick commercial break first?
Another quick break. We'll be right back here on 95 South TV.
Okay.
Okay, so I like it with it like this because time be going by fast when we get these intense conversations going.
Yeah. So the next question is, do you think that every child should have their father's last name no matter what.
Yeah, because that's a namesake thing. That's a legacy thing. Well, you talking about like if they married or not, or do you just talking about you talking?
No, bro. I'm talking about when a child is born because I know like a group of kids, man, that all of them got their mama last name and they daddy was always there.
Now, if the daddy is around, I think that's
I
important.
mean, I mean, I don't think, sometimes the daddy might not be at the hospital or sometimes they might not be together, but for the most of the part, the pops is always around, bro. Like and been there with them since they came out the womb. And I just be like, do women do that out of spite? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they most a lot of times they do, but I think if it's a situation where you have a good relationship with the baby daddy or if y'all together, I think it's because if you think about it, I almost think it's almost like biblical or the way that like if you look at the bloodline, your bloodline's supposed to come from the father. Your bloodline don't come from the mother. Bloodline comes from
Right.
the father. So you know what I mean at the
That's
end
why they say
huh?
namesake. You know what I mean? That's why they say namesake. You
Yeah.
know what I
So
mean?
yeah. So if you got a deadbeat dad, then I get it. You might not want your child associated with it because I'm gonna tell you what comes along with that. Do it like that because a lot of time the court systems will come in the court and when you trying to get certain things done in the court system, if you use the dad's last name, then it can mess up the whole. It can mess up you losing in court by that because then all of a sudden the dad gets more rights, more privileges than otherwise if he didn't. If the last name wasn't there. So it's
Okay.
that question. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a little deep. But I also see these kids, and I know several have did this. I know several. Somebody told me, "Hey, boy, so and so change his last name to his daddy last name." I said, "He grown now, right?" Like,
Yeah,
yeah. He was like, "Man, he really understand that namesake because he gonna have kids. So, you know what I mean? And he want his kids to come from that that male bloodline, that male genius. You know what I mean? So it's like I know several people who changed their name back to their dad last name once they got grown.
yeah. Like
And
I said,
so why do you think that is though?
I mean, one, they probably have a better relationship with their father, and then two, because like I told you, the namesake of it all and the bloodline of it all, or whatever the case may be, and it cuts down the confusion. It's a lot to go into that. You know what I mean? So just probably the relationship they may have with their father to want to do that, or maybe the lack of their relationship with their mother. It could go. It could be a lot of different reasons. I remember when my stepson was well, he's my son, but I'm just going by what we conversation wise so people understand. So my oldest son is my stepson. So when he was kids, or we was trying to get his name switched to my last name, but the dad who deadbeat they really don't do nothing for never really done nothing for him. He was against it. So he had being that he was the maternal father, he
Hmm.
had to say no or whatever. You know what I mean? Now we probably could have went through the courts and fought to get him to change it. You know what I'm saying or whatever. Now if I probably went to him now and told him we want to change your last name to Jones, then he'll probably be all for it. You know what I mean or whatever. So I mean it's something we ain't really thought about, but we probably could do that now because he grown. But at the time, you know what I'm saying, the sperm donor was against it. You know what I mean or whatever. But that's one of those things. A lot of time a child would choose to do that on their own just because that's what they always wanted to begin with, you know. So especially if they got siblings. Sometimes you want your siblings' name. So, your siblings may all may be Anderson and you may be Johnson, and you be like, I want to have my siblings. So, you know what I mean, I'm gonna get my name changed to Anderson because my siblings is named Anderson. You know what I mean? So that kind of the thing too also. So um but but so I really do think that when it comes to that whole thing it's tricky. It could be something, it could be something different. But real quick, I want to talk about this real quick. um I do want to discuss this whole. I talked about this the other day on Facebook. I talked about this whole Big Meech situation, and I thought about this, and I said because I know people who did 20, 25 years in prison, and I've seen him come out and he's getting up all this attention. And let me say this about Big Meech. Let me say this about Young real quick because I'm switching topics real quick about Young Thug and Big Meech. I kind of spoke on both of these little over this past week. This is another problem with us. We the only culture of people who, when somebody get out of prison, we act like it's a celebration. White folks don't be, and you don't see white folks, Mexicans, Chinese people. You don't see nobody on media talking to somebody they don't know, being happy about them getting out of prison. That's what our mentality is sometimes when our biggest accomplishment is doing 5 years in prison and then getting out of prison. You know what I'm saying? If that's our biggest accomplishment of our biggest celebration in life, then something wrong with us as people. We don't know Young Thug or Big Meech from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them. They got out, they can get back to their families, whatever the case may be. But if you're not going to change your behavior, I don't care what it is, you're going to end up right back in prison. And I look at the situation with Big Meech. Big Meech, so if everybody who knows Jaguar Wright is probably the biggest instigator, biggest gossiper, biggest whatever you want to talk about on social media right now. She's the new age broke Wendy Williams, like Wendy Williams, you know, basically broke Wendy Williams that she tries to be. She tells all these stories about Jay-Z and Diddy and this one and that one, and so she's online the other day and she's talking to this guy who helped publish a book about Kim Porter, and I guess it had some stuff about Tupac she didn't like. So she calls Big Meech on the phone. She gets Big Meech on the phone. She has Big Meech on there, and Big Meech said something on the conversation. He said, "You're gonna mess around, leave the situation wrong. You mess around and get loose." Big Meech don't, for whatever reason, that let me know Big Meech is not grown up. You spent 20 years in prison, and you're gonna allow this woman, Jaguar Wright, to trick you off the street. Because you gotta remember, brother, you're on parole. You're not on parole. You not, and you probably got some probation stuff attached to that, or whatever. How they do get out of federal prison, but you, the jaywalking ticket, put you right back in and do the rest of your time in prison, based off of you being online and you threatening this man online. But threatening that man, they can attach what they call terroristic threats to your profile. And by the way you threaten that man online. You know what I'm saying? So don't let this broke Jaguar Wright get you tricked off the streets because he's trying to get likes and whatever. Then my thing was how stupid this is you're trying to honor a man that's dead. His mama dead, he dead. So why you feel like y'all gotta honor Tupac's name as like he was your little brother or your big brother or your cousin or somebody you knew? Hey, y'all might have known the man, he might have been your friend in the whole nine. But you don't get yourself tricked off of a street for somebody that's dead.
Man, let me say something, man. Like for him to pay attention. I know you've been seeing Jaguar while you behind the wall. I know you've been looking at him, like so. For you to even pay her some attention, man, it's crazy. It's ludicrous to me. It's ludicrous to me. Like, why do people respond to this woman, man? Like, like it's a whole bunch of people think she crazy, bro.
Yeah. But see,
you know what I mean? Because how you
he was on her side. That's the thing. Big Meech was. They was fussing at somebody else. He wasn't going back and forth for her. I guess she know Big Meech. Her and Big Meech friends. Both of them was defending Tupac's honor, and that's what made it stupid.
Why? He didn't even defend his own honor, man. He was a militant dude. So he told y'all what I say, I stand up for, and I might die for what I'm saying. You know what I mean? That's how he was. So like me, you just came home and you out here running your mouth sideways, man. Like you didn't see Ted run his mouth like that when he came home. Like bad I hate to say it, Meech gonna be one of the ones to be right back in there, man.
Yeah,
he ain't learned nothing.
Because my thing was, even when he said you gonna mess around with that noose around your neck, now he might not have meant literally. But you think if the feds want to come back after you, or the lawyer, the district attorney, that they can spin it to make it look like you meant that physically, or you meant that, you know what I'm saying, literally, they can spin it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to watch what you say, and dang sure don't be online going back and forth against, because the guy named Courtney Burgess, who they was going at, he published a book that Kim Porter wrote before she died, or allegedly wrote, and I guess it has some stuff in there about Tupac or whatever that they didn't like what he put in there about, I guess, co-signed about Tupac. How y'all know whatever it is? Like we don't know if Tupac got raped in prison or not. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now, logically, I wouldn't think he did, but you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Do I believe it? Is it 75% believable? Yes. You know why it's believable, man? My dad worked for the Department of Corrections for 30 years, and he told me some really heartbreaking stories, how they had to rush people to the hospital, how people be in the hospital for almost a month. You know what I mean? So, like, do I think it's kind of believable? Yeah, I think it's kind of believable. But do I think it could have not happened? It could not have. Maybe not. Maybe it didn't happen. But maybe it did. You know what I mean? And Meeks, Tupac wouldn't have rocked with you or Jack Wright if he was alive, because he didn't like people that run their mouth like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially a woman that run her mouth like that. Tupac didn't like a. Even Jada and Janet said Tupac didn't like a talkative woman. Not saying talk in conversation with him, but just always blah 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 in the world, in society.
Telling your business. Yeah. But we gonna take one more last break, and we'll be right back on 95 South. Okay, we back here on 95 South TV. Great conversation, great topic. Got me riled up this morning. Shoot, huh? You know what I mean? I sat down, had sleep, man. I've been probably got 4 hours sleep the last 2 days. Jacob, man, got me riled up in the morning. You know, on a Sunday morning. And I gotta go to Jesus. Now, Sunday morning, I gotta really go to Jesus. Calm myself down.
Wow.
But anyway, man, shout out to VGN, shout out to Kimmy K's, Senior G, shout out to everybody that's watching Zeno FM, and shout out to everybody across the world, across the country, Iraq, Afghanistan, Russia, all these other countries, Guam. I might not need to say some of these other countries because, it's funny because I heard somebody say, I don't really keep up with politics as much as I should on everything, but I heard they said the other day that the day after Trump got elected, that the war over in, what was it, Afghanistan or Iraq or somewhere stopped. They stopped war like the day after he got elected. He made a call and they stopped. I'm like, that's crazy, but
yo, listen, that ain't only crazy. I seen a whole segment in Great Britain where they had a Trump rally in Great Britain, boy.
Wow. So that let you know this was all set up. This was all by design. That's why it really about the local.
What this does let you know that we would have lost all those allies if a woman had been president.
Yeah. That's why
they are so thrilled that America has a man in office. I ain't talking about people in America. I'm talking about the allies, bro. Because it's a certain way that they do business, man. Then it's a certain law and conduct of code of conduct that they live by when it comes to political stuff. So therefore, man, that's why they was overseas having those rallies for him.
Yeah, because they more biblical than other countries we are. Them other countries live by the old law. They live by the Old Testament away. They don't live by. That's why in the Old Testament you didn't see no women leaders. You might have seen women who made an impact, but you didn't see women kings. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You didn't see women ruling the world back in the biblical days like that. You know what I mean? So that's when I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's the way they think. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that's why to me I vote more like around like the mid elections when it's more about your local stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The United States overall stuff, they already got it set up how they gonna do things. They do all along.
Oh, yeah.
They do. That's why they did the way they knew they did what they did. They set Kamala up on purpose at the last minute, throw her in the ring knowing that wasn't going to be enough time. They knew that. They know if they gave this woman a whole year or two, that Trump would have messed it up. He would have did something stupid and messed it up. And the fact he kept getting in trouble, you know, with all this legal trouble. So
then they calling Joe Biden the worst president ever because they was like, Joe Biden, you only had a few months left, man. You just could have ran it out, man. You know, they was like, and they gonna blame him for messing up the country. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Whatever. Because they already talking about him, but they already talking about him like a pretty poodle, dog, poodle, chihuahua, Great Dane, whatever you want to call it.
I already know. But anyway, man, we out of here, man. See y'all on the next go round. Great show. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all win today so you can get a smile back in your face. You know what I mean? Because y'all gonna be
all right, man. Peace and blessings, everybody.
All right.
Brown skin girl, and she knew I was out to go and clear my mind. The girl, she's